We already had the Bikini Bottom tier. We had the Jedi Apprentice tier.
Yeah.
Can I? Would you like to know what this tier is, Rod? That I am
Go
about to
ahead.
reveal, man.
Drum roll, please.
Glad he's not our QB tier.
God, he's not
Glad
our
he is not our QB tier, man. We are debuting this week's QB tier, man. Glad he's not our QB tier. Now, granted, there are 6 quarterbacks in this tier. It is not a ranking of these guys, but the reason why these guys are all clumped together is because there's something that makes another fan base say, man, I'm glad he ain't my QB, dog. And you can say that about all 6 of these quarterbacks. There are some guys in this tier that are significantly better than others, but that's not the point. We're not ranking them. We're just grouping them together because they have that connective tissue. There's something that's going to make you wish or make you happy that he is not your QB, dog. So let me go ahead and get it up on my end.
I will,
Rod,
and I will say this, Herbie,
go
because
ahead, brother.
as we were looking into these quarterbacks, Herbie, the one, like the most common thing that I felt when I was watching all these guys, looking up information, watching these guys on film.
Hey, don't say no names. Don't say no names. Don't say no
No,
names.
I'm not gonna say any
Okay,
names,
got you, got you, got you, got you.
but the thing that I found in common with all these guys, Herbie, was how frustrated I ended up feeling after watching film and highlights of these guys.
That's the
Because
point.
each of the guys on this list are guys who you could make a case for on any given Sunday, could be a top 10, in some cases even top 5 level player. But like you said, Herbie, there's a kryptonite for all these guys, bro. For all of them. You know what I mean? Like you watch the film, you see the stats, and you go, "Well, damn!" And then, but there's that one thing, and that's what makes this shit so fun, man. This
That's what
shit.
makes it fun, man. So let's go ahead and grab this, man. The glad he's not our QB tier, man. So first up, Rod, and we're gonna go back and forth. Leading, matter of fact, you know what? Matter of fact, I want to end on your guy, so I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go first, man. So I got this person, that person. Okay, bum. You know who it is, man. You know who it is, man. My guy Sam Darnold, man. Let's start off with Sam Darnold, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Round of applause for Sam Darnold, man. This guy, me and him, bro, we just going tango, 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 man. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. You're even at his best, even when he throws 35 touchdowns, even when he shows you why he was a top 3 pick, even when he shows you why he was drafted ahead of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, the best version of Sam Darnold, you're going to come away saying, glad he's not our QB. Glad he's not my QB. Because you saw how he ended. It always ends bad with Sam because the NFL catches up to him. And when the NFL catches up to him, pressure eats him alive. Like it's not me. It's just who he is as a person. There's gonna be a point in time where Sam Darnold, no doubt about it, is going to have a game and it just nosedives, bro. Rookie, well, I'm not gonna start with his rookie year, but 2019, week 13. Look at his stats after week 13. Nosedive. 2020, it started early, bro. Week 3, they played the Patriots. I'm seeing ghosts. He never recovered.
Never.
Never recovered. 2021, week 6, that's when he was with the Panthers. When he was killing it. He was hot. And then he nosedived to the point he got benched. Never recovered. And then we all know, and I love it. I was the last man in America holding out. Man, he gonna show you who he is. He gonna show you who he is. In the week I finally give this freaking guy his credit, he had the cliff. He fell off the cliff the week after, dog.
Kevin O'Connell could only mask him for so long.
Bro, week 24 against the motherfucking Lions. They figured out how to game plan on him, and he never recovered. Like, he is the perfect person to say, yeah, at his best, he looks like a top 10 quarterback. Quick release, mobility, velocity, everything you want. But you know there's something, you know eventually it's going to take a turn, bruh. So of course I'm gonna say he's glad he's not our QB, right? How you feel about Sam Darnold before we get to the next guy?
This is what I'll say about Sam Darnold, Herbie. I don't know how Seahawks fans are feeling about him being the quarterback, but I would just tell them buyer beware because from what you have just illustrated and for what we know about Sam Darnold, Herbie, um, he's somebody I never trusted. One, he was a Jets quarterback, and you know how I
Of
feel about
course. Of course.
and then two, everywhere he's gone, Herbie, you could always see the potential because the physical tools and the traits are there. But at the end of the day, Herbie, the pick gods keep calling him, dog. He can't help himself, Herbie. He is a guy that like you can tell sometimes like you can see it on the field like on like he'll look and you'll be like Sam no, and then he'll restrain himself. Like I'm sure Kevin O'Connell had a lot of butt cheek clenching moments
Of
when he was watching him play.
course. Of
So
course.
but
Listen, even last year, like he had a lot of drop picks that don't show up on the final stat sheet. That's why PFF made a thing called turnover worthy plays. And he played well. He played well. But if he could have that nosedive with one of the best situations in all of football, what do you think is going to happen with the Seahawks? He does not have that offensive line. He does not have that defense. He does not have any of those wide receivers or those tight ends, right? Like you're going to get somebody closer to that Carolina Panthers version of Sam Darnold, who catered after week 6. And again,
yep.
that's just don't call me a hater. I'm just going off of history. I told you we could go by the year. Now I'll recap: 2019 week 13, 2020 week 3, 2021 week 6, 2024 week 18. There's going to be a point in time where he is going to come back to reality and he's never able to recover, bro. So next up, man. Next up. And this one was controversial. This is going to be controversial. I ain't gonna hold you, Rod. You my brother. You feel me? I love you. You know, I mean that, bro. We locked in, bro. But I'm throwing you under the bus. Arizona Cardinal fans, this ain't got nothing to do with me. So give that man, give Rod all the smoke, bro. We went back and forth, but Rod made a very compelling case, and we had to put Kyler Murray in the glad he's not our QB tier, dog. So, Rod, the floor is yours, man. Why do a bunch of fans outside of Carolina fans say, "Damn, I'm glad Kyler Murray's not our QB, man"?
Well, first and foremost, Herbie, I feel like before I get into my reasoning, I first have to just make mention that when we were doing these tiers, and this is just me being candid and honest with everybody, there's a lot of these guys that you don't really watch from Sunday to Sunday. So,
Of course,
so I decided to watch film on especially the guys we were talking about. And when I was watching Kyler Murray's film, Herbie, I thought to myself, like, wow, like I'm the one who suggested he be in this tier, and at the same time, I'm watching this nigga thinking like this nigga has all the tools to be an MVP. This nigga,
absolutely.
he has a cannon for an arm. He has deadly accuracy, especially when he's in rhythm and protected. He can make plays with his legs. He can scramble. He can improvise. He's extremely fast, quick feet. There's so much about Kyler Murray I actually like. Some of the throws that he made, and I was thinking to myself like, man, this man can do all this, man. He can do all this, and he can't put the sticks down, Herbie. He can't. Guys, Cardinals fans, please forgive me. But the problem with Kyler Murray, right, is not the fact that, and I'll get into a couple of football reasons too. But my main reason was I just took it personal that a guy who has top 5 potential, a guy who could he out of all the guys in this category, Herbie, he's probably the guy I felt like I came away with thinking like, oh, he could be the MVP out of everybody in this group.
Absolutely. It's not even close. It's
Yeah,
legitimately not. If Kyler Murray was 6'3", bro, he'd already be an MVP. Like, he's that talented at his height.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, dog. But when it comes down to Kyler Murray, though, Herbie, one first and foremost, when it comes to him, when Call of Duty drops, Herbie, his numbers take a little bit of a dip.
They do.
You can see it. If you go from year to year, after Call of Duty dips, and now granted, obviously, the Arizona Cardinals in his time, especially under Kingsbury, they were a team that started fast and fizzled out. But you even see it last year, Herbie. Last season, Kyler had some of the best games he had ever played. Like when I went back and watched the film, I think it was the first game against the Rams. Some of the throws this nigga made in that game, I was like, man, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it was crazy. Like it was legitimately crazy.
I'm
Like
like,
legitimately crazy. Spinning out of pressure.
oh,
Um, this dude is
going
throwing
across
no
the fucking
look,
body on a
throwing
rope.
he's out here throwing the ball and turning around like he's Steph Curry, bro, because he know he got it. Like that's what he
Oh,
was doing last year, bro. And like you said, man, when that Call of Duty dropped, man, Now, granted, last year, and again, Carol, there, I have been on when we had the conversation about Marvin Harris Jr. I, surveyed the Phoenix areas, Phoenix sports side of YouTube. They are very, very sensitive. Right? They are coming for you, dog. They're coming for you. They're coming for us. It's a sensitive bunch. But to that sensitive bunch, let me just go ahead and provide some numbers, right? And we're gonna leave on a positive note though. But let's start. Let's just go down history, man. Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out in October 25, man. 2019, bro. Kyler, after that game, the immediate game after that, did not throw a touchdown in that game. The next year, Black Ops Cold War, bro, came out in 2020, bro. 22 for 32, 245, one touchdown, one interception. The next year, Call of Duty Vanguard, November 5th, the immediate game after that. He threw for 274 yards. Problem is, he didn't throw a touchdown and he threw two picks. The next year, Modern Warfare 2 came out, man. Now, my dog, he was throwing them numbers up, man. Had 326 yards passing, had 3 touchdowns, but he had to throw two more picks. You know what I'm saying? And then the year after that, did not have a good game. That's when Warzone 2 came out. And again, this is I shot him Bell for that, but that's because that's when he came back from injury. He had an injury, so you could expect that. He was rusty, so I'm not gonna hold that against him. Now, this is where you can say that to a positive Kyler Murray fan, they can say, "Hey, man, my dog is turning the corner, right? My dog, he knows. Yes, he got his eye on Black Ops and Call of Duty, bro, but he's locked in, bro, because last year, these are his stats after the game, right? After the game drop. 26 for 36, 300 yards passing and through 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, bro. So my man is learning, bro. My man is learning, bro.
hey,
Cut my man some slack, bro.
hey,
Come
you,
on, bro.
you, you know what, Herbie? The funny thing about Kyler Murray, when you think about how historically his media narrative was, they always talked about how he was, because we're making light of it, right?
Yeah, for
But they
sure. We
always
just make a light of the situation.
But they always talk about how he wasn't focused and shit like that. But when you watch him on film, Herbie, you can see the maturation of him as an actual quarterback. Like you could actually see him making commands at the line. You can actually see him go through his reads. Like Kyler Murray is slowly but surely becoming the guy that everybody who believes in him is expecting him to be. But there's one problem that I saw from him, and it was Alex Rollins NFL who pointed this out. Because I was looking through a ton of film videos. He had dropped one just a couple days ago and it was about Kyler, so I checked it out, and I didn't even notice this because it wasn't something I was looking for. But Kyler Murray makes business decisions quite a bit. Kyler
Yes.
Murray, yeah, Kyler Murray, when there is a play that can be made, and there are times where a quarterback knows that he's gonna have to get fucking leveled, right? Kyler Murray is not that guy. Kyler Murray could either he is the guy who, when he has the option for the touchdown versus the sack, he's choosing the sack, Herbie. He's
Every
not
time.
choosing the touchdown. He's
Every
choosing.
time.
He makes business decisions. So, but listen, man, like as soon
No,
as he
that
puts
is a listen. That is a fair. That's a huge criticism, dog. Because again, you're gonna ultimately leave frustrated, and that's the
yeah,
whole point about this. Every guy is not. It's not this tier is not about their talent. When we're gonna have a ranking, we're gonna rank the top 8 quarterbacks, right? These guys, especially two guys in particular, they have clear top 10 talent. So this is not about to say, oh, this person. No, no, no. This is basically saying there is a point in time where something about your play style, something about your personality, something about you in general is going to make me as a non-fan of your team say, glad he's not RQB. With Kyler Murray, his size, right? Like eventually, It's gonna catch up to you. Eventually, you don't want to get hit no more. Tom Brady didn't want to get hit. The difference is Tom Brady was 44 and 45. Kyler Murray is a lot younger than that, and he's already at that point. We seen it with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was not getting hit for nobody. Like you recover a lot. It takes a lot longer to recover from them hits in your 40s. But that's the thing; they're in their 40s. Kyler Murray's not even 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's only gonna get worse as his career goes on. Listen, bro. I played in a division with Aaron Donald. You damn right I don't want to get hit, bro. Like that'll spook me for life. That'll spook me for life. So I understand it, dog. I understand it, but like you said, when you're crediting that video, he showed examples. He showed, hey, this is Matthew Stafford about to get blitzed and get his head knocked off, and he knows it. But he knows that he also has to stay and allow himself to get his head knocked off because there's a play to be made, bro. So, yeah, man. All right, next up, man. My turn again, bro. Oh, I love it. I love it, man. I love when you know something about a person immediately and everybody tries to tell you that you're crazy for your beliefs, for what you know to be the truth. And then
I know who this is.
Ultimately, after time, people have to catch up to where you were out of the gate. I knew this about this dude. The minute I seen him going back to college, I knew he wasn't that guy. I knew I was going to say, man, glad he ain't my quarterback in 2025, dog. I saw the vision. I saw the future, Rod. I knew this about Trevor Lawrence, man. I knew it. The first video that we ever made on this channel officially, bro, was me saying he's overrated. That comment section got nasty, Rod. Yeah, that comment section got nasty his rookie year before he even threw his first pass. I said, bro, he's overrated. I knew it. Sometimes you just know. I don't need information. You just know. You just know. This is a severe case of glad he's not RQB for a multitude of reasons. One, he has never fully figured out how to bring all of his talent together. I've said this about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever seen because I think his talent overrides his natural playmaking ability. Like he's so talented at it that he goofs himself into good plays. Like that's like
that's actually a funny ass way to put it, but yeah, if that's what it feels like watching him.
Of course, and that's why he's inconsistent because that's not a sustainable play style. You can't goof your way into good plays consistently. You either have to be a good quarterback or you're going to be in a situation where 5 years into your career, we're still questioning if you're even good or not. Like, this is a $200 million man, bro. 31 out of 32 fan bases are saying, I know this. They're saying, I'm so glad he's not our QB. I know that. Even Jag fans, the Jag fans that are holding on are only holding on because they have no other choice, bro. they don't have another choice. Like, put it like this. I don't even need to say anything, bro. What do I need to say?
Oh man, no way. Oh,
what what do I have to say? Trevor Lawrence is obviously better than Daniel Jones, ever was. But the fact that somebody could even put them together in the same sentence, and you got to be like the fact that you can't immediately dismiss it.
Yeah. That's the most shocking part. That's the most shocking part. Like you think about it, you go, wow. It is a comparison, Herbie.
It is a comparison. It's a ridiculous one, but it's a comparison, and that's the point. It's not about who's better. It's the fact that somebody even had the gall to do this. You allowed yourself to be compared to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, who is a backup to Anthony Richardson right now, to put that in proper context. So There's nobody that could come to this video and tell us we tripping. If y'all come to this video telling we tripping, bro, we will find y'all, bro. We will dox y'all and we will find where y'all at, and we running phase all week, bro. Y'all could get on us about all the other quarterbacks. We fighting about this one, right? We fighting about this one. Y'all not, you Trevor Lawrence fans are not coming into the comment section talking crazy about this one. You cannot keep defending this dude, bro. You
Well,
cannot.
actually, Herbie, they can tell you that what his receivers, even though he has Bryce Thomas Jr. now, you know what I'm saying, and I forget the
That's
name of
another
them.
thing. Look at the receivers who play better without him. Brian Thomas Jr. exploded when Mac Jones was a quarterback. He had Calvin Ridley for a year. Calvin Ridley had a better season with the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans that lost his
Oh,
job.
for Levis.
For Will Levis. He was more productive with Will Levis. So, Calvin Ridley. I heard. Calvin Ridley just came back, bro. You know he didn't catch up to speed. What? Like they break their necks to try to make excuses for this guy. I'm just so happy, bro. I seen it. I was so right. And I'm not always right, but I was very right about this one, Rod. I was very, very right about this one, man. So, go ahead.
I'll tell you, Herbie. Because you and I share pretty similar sentiments when it comes to Trevor Lawrence. We both didn't even have him as the number one coming out of the draft, right? So, but when it comes down to it, Herbie, out of everybody in this tier list, he was the one guy that I thought to myself, you know what? At the end of the day, I don't really feel he's top 10. Like all the other guys in this tier list, you can make an argument for them, but what
Except for
argument?
Sam Darnold. We're not gonna do that.
Oh no! I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about
yeah,
Sam. I
yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about
yeah,
Sam.
yeah, yeah. So
Sam
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
me is always like
Yeah,
he's
that's a separate discussion. Yeah, he's not even.
yeah.
Yeah. He's a
But
completely separate discussion. Yeah.
but the other, how about this? The guys who got paid, like out of all
Right,
the guys
right,
who got
right.
paid,
Exactly. Perfect, perfect,
he's the
perfect.
one. He's the one that like you can't convince me as a top 10 quarterback. I remember when people were saying that Trevor Lawrence was a top 10 quarterback, and I was just like, who? Like who? See what? How? Top 10 for what? But what? Because he threw 4 picks against the Chargers, and then the Chargers charged it, and he came back. Like, where are we getting this from?
That's one thing, and we'll talk about this because I already see it happening again. It is one of those situations where somebody's draft pedigree and what people thought about him coming into the league, they forced the conversation. Like he had to be top 10. Otherwise, everything that we thought, everything that we did, everything that how we evaluate the situation, how we evaluate QBs is wrong. So instead of acknowledging that we're wrong, we would rather pigeonhole him into conversations he never had any possibility ever being in, right? Like a lot of people, especially the fucking film nerds, have been trying to hammer him into these top 10 conversations before he was even good, before he even went to the playoffs. They were trying to put him in the top 10 conversations. And
Yep.
it only was because they already needed to justify their pre-draft of him. They're already doing this with Arch Manning Jr. He's not a junior because he's not what's called a son, but they're already doing it with Arch. PFF had Arch coming in as their number one quarterback as far as heading into the season. He played 2 games against terrible teams, but they already built that in, and they're looking for anything to justify why they want to put him at number one. It's the same thing. So we're going to see this again. It's purely because of how you viewed him coming into the league, not based off of what he did when he was actually in the league at all. At all. Because at the
Urban
end of the
Meyer,
day,
they tell you everything in the book. Oh, Urban Meyer held him back. Okay, what about Doug Peterson? Super Bowl
if
winning.
you are elite, you overcome. That's what makes you elite. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You overcome. Like Joe Burrow was in an equally bad situation. He had mediocre stats, but he was really effective. You knew Joe Burrow was going to be able to transition and eventually get to who he was because you saw enough flashes as a rookie. You never truly got that consistently with Trevor Lawrence, dog. So, yeah, man, I'm happy. This one, I was giddy. I literally built this entire tier just for this fucking guy, dog. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. All right, next up, Rod. It is your guy, man. It is your guy, man. Woo, they finna come for you, but you've been beefing. You've been beefing. You've been on their neck. You've been on their neck about this man, bro. Spit on their neck, Rod. Curve stop them Chargers
Justin,
fans, man. Kick they
Justin
back
Herbert.
in, man. Kick they
Just,
back in, man.
listen, Herbie. I like to preface these because I don't want the fans coming in here and saying, "Oh, you don't know." Especially, I'm a Dolphin fan, Herbie, and I want people to understand. Maybe other fans of other fan bases might not know this, but ever since the 2020 draft, when Tua went before Herbert, there's been this weird little secret rivalry between some of the Dolphins and some of the Chargers fans. Right? I see it on the internet. Like there is a little something there because you have the Tua anon who ride with Tua no matter what, and then you have Justin Herbert's fans. And this is what I will say about Justin Herbert, Herbie. Justin Herbert, I don't think you can make an argument that he has anything less than a top 3 arm in the NFL.
Without
You
question.
like without question, bro.
Without question.
When I was watching film of him, Herbie, because like I said, when we were doing these tiers, a lot of these guys, I don't watch much of them, so I watch a lot of Tua is the one person I didn't watch any film for. I just looked up stats because I've seen all his film. His film. I keep up with him throughout the year. But these other guys, it was a treat to watch, Herbie. And I got to tell you, despite my feelings of Justin Herbert, when I watch him on tape, I go to myself like, God, what a waste of beautiful talent, dog. This nigga throws maybe one of the most beautiful lasers you'll ever seen. He's one of the few guys in the league that could throw across his body 50 yards downfield and it'd be an accurate fucking pass. He's actually a guy who's way more athletic than you think. He actually makes tons of plays with his legs. There's so much to like about Justin Herbert. And at the end of the day, Herbie, he is one of the most underwhelming quarterbacks you've ever seen.
Ever.
Imagine Justin Herbert has been in the league. We're going on what 6 years now, 5 years, right? This
Yeah,
man,
2020. Yeah, they got drafted in 2020.
this is in 2 playoff games, Herbie. This is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has an 0-2 record, 515 passing yards total, 2 touchdowns between the 2 games, 4 interceptions, which came from the last game. His playoff passer rating 60.7. Herbie. This man in his first playoff game, Herbie, in his first playoff game, was up on the Jags, if I'm not mistaken, 27-0. 27-0, and then the Chargers, and that's what Trevor Lawrence gifting you 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions.
4 interceptions, and you allow these guys to come back and it's 31-30. Now people will say, oh, well, Justin Herbert doesn't play defense. I got you. But where was he in the second half on offense? You were up 27-0. You couldn't get another touchdown. You literally all you needed was literally another touchdown and you win the game. And you couldn't
That's
even do
and
that.
Rod, I do apologize, but I have to bring this point in. That is the game where I realize the people who love because there's the film guys, there's the stat guys, whatever, blah blah blah, the Mina Kine camp, the Stephen Ruiz camp, the Nate Tice camp, who are the biggest Justin Herbert dick riders. When they found a way to excuse away that game, that's when I was like, you dudes are spineless. You are gutless people. You're gutless people. Shameless. Elite quarterbacks do not blow a 27-point lead in a half. In a half.
Yep.
In a half. Like I'm sorry, bro. Because you was cooking out. I 100%
No,
apologize,
no,
dog. It
man.
just
Go
it
ahead,
just
boy. Crack up,
the
crack
more
up,
you
crack up.
talked about it, the more it just drives me crazy because it's like the whole point is that's why you're him because you don't allow that to happen. If it happens once in your career, fine. You have a career of showing, hey, that was a fluke. But your first time out, and you already showed that you couldn't win the big games prior to that in the regular season, and you allowed that to happen on your watch against a quarterback that was worse than you. Trevor Lawrence showed up to the occasion better than you. Dog, what?
Disgusting, right? You look at
Disgusting.
disgusting.
After he threw 4 picks, after he gave you 4 opportunities, 4 picks, he gave it to you. And that's the thing. When you watch Justin Herbert, when it goes, you can tell his mind is cratering. He feels like the entire world is falling apart around him, dog, and he can't get out of that fucking pool.
It's a snowball. It's a
It's
snowball.
a
That game
fucking snowball.
Herbie, think about this. This was just the first playoff game. His second playoff game ever. His second playoff appearance, Herbie. Justin Herbert last season had probably one of the best seasons we've seen from a quarterback in a while in terms of efficiency. The man had 23 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. And this man managed to completely. He had more interceptions in a single game
A single game.
than he had for an entire season. And look, I get it. Will Dissly didn't do him any favors in the playoff game. Interceptions sometimes aren't always on the quarterback. But here's the thing, Herbie. At the end of the day, you threw four. And at the end of the day, you were going up against a Texans team that they were a good team, Herbie. Their defense was top five, but listen, the offense struggled mightily last year because the Texans offense had a lot of holes. They had a lot of injuries. And this was a game that the Chargers really, really were supposed to have, Herbie. This was a game they were supposed to have. This is Harbaugh. This is this is a better Chargers team. Harbaugh got that defense playing better. I know the Chargers offensive line is always dealing with injuries. They're always in shambles, and that could improve 100%. But Herbie, at the end of the day, man, Justin Herbert, for all the talent that he is literally one of the most gifted quarterbacks we've ever seen. He's one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the league. He probably throws a more beautiful ball than anybody, and you don't trust him. And for me personally, an added caveat to why he
never trust him. I will never trust him.
And Herbie, here's the added caveat for me, and why the main reason he's in this tier for me, Herbie, I can't get no money with this nigga, man. Herbie. Hey, dog. If I bet on this nigga, if I bet the over on this motherfucker, he fucking goes under. If I bet the under on this motherfucker, he go over. If I bet against him, he wins. If I bet for him, he loses. Like,
dog.
Yo, Herbie, I'm not you, Herbie. That Herbie. I'm sick of you, Justin Herbie. I am sick.
Yeah, you're not Herbert no more. You're just a Herbie, dog. You're just a Herbie. You don't deserve the T, bro. You don't deserve the T at the end of your name, bro. You just a Herbie now, dog.
Yeah, you just a Herbie, bro. That shit, Herbie. The amount of money I've like, it's to the point now where I told myself, dog, I need a shot collar if I'm gonna bet on the Chargers during the regular season. I need a shot collar. I need something to remind me because sometimes the line looks so good. Sometimes the matchup looks so enticing, and when it comes to them, I'm always wrong, man.
Right, it's funny. I'm really laughing because I didn't know you were taking it there, but once you took it there, dog, that's why we can't stand this dude. Like he ruins our pockets. I will never forgive this man for what he did to me, dog. I had a $800 ticket, bro. I had the under because I said I don't trust him. There's things that you should know in life. You will have to pay taxes. You will see a cockroach at some point in your life if you come in from the trenches. And you know Justin Herbert's gonna fuck you. And I still went against my better judgment. And what did Justin Herbert do? He fucked me, dog. You will forever be in this fucking glad he's not our QB tier, man. Like, think about this, and we'll leave when we get to the next guy. This is Justin Herbert, dog. This is who Justin Herbert. This is his legacy, dog. 11-9 against teams with a winning record. Yuck. 2-7 against Pat Mahomes. And one of those games, Pat Mahomes didn't finish the game. He was in. They put the starters out because they were already had playoff, what's it called? So he's really 1-7. They gave him a fucking win that he doesn't deserve. He's 0-3 against the Ravens. And he's 0-1 against the Bills. He has a losing record against Tua. That is who he is.
Yeah.
That is who he is. 0-2 in the playoffs. 0-2 in the playoffs. Completing 52% of his passes in the playoffs. 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. That's who he is. He lacks football character, man. So glad he's not our QB, man. Next up.
These last two are going to be hilarious, Herbie.
This is where it gets kind of funny. Because the next two guys are our QB. But we had to put him in this tier because other fan bases are saying that about our guys, right?
Yes, sir. Had to keep it real.
Dak Prescott.
Dak
Prescott. Every other fan base in the league is saying glad he's not our QB. I know why they're saying that. Because he's my QB. And sometimes I want to say I wish he wasn't my QB. So I know they're saying that on their side. I know that's what they're saying about him. And it sucks because he has to be in this tier. There's no way it wasn't even a discussion. This was built around this put it like this, bro. It's so effed up. We made the tiers because we were like, oh, we have a cool idea to make the tiers. I made the tiers just so I could do this with him and Trevor Lawrence, bro. These are the two people that built this entire thing that we're doing right now. Just so I can say and give credit to the people on the other side who I have to hear say, man, I'm so happy Dak came off quarterback. Man, damn, shit. At least we ain't paying Dak $60 million like the Cowboys do. Damn, that folded in the playoffs again? Shit. Couldn't be my QB. It was built for Dak. This whole conversation is built because of Dak, man. Dak is the epitome of a glad he's not our QB quarterback, probably all time, man. Like, he's expensive, he's flawed, and he folds in the playoffs. That's the worst quarterback to have. Because you're stuck with him because he is so good at being a quarterback that you need him because he gives you a baseline. But once, like Justin Herbert, once you know it's time push come to shove, you know what you're getting. You know the booty about to get a whole bunch of lemon in it, man. Damn, man.
That asshole get tight.
Asshole get tight. Asshole gets tight. Dak is 28-34 against teams above 500. 2-5 in the playoffs. And when a Dak led offense loses, it looks bad. It looks bad. He's only had one competitive loss, and that was that loss against the Packers his rookie year. Every other time, it just looks bad. It looks like a dude who is not beating up on NFC East teams anymore. And it's only going to get worse because the NFC East finally got good again. It's been a while. We have two good teams in the NFC East now. So he's not going to feast on these dudes no more, bro. And we're paying him $60 million. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, God. Yeah, man. This entire experiment was built off of Dak Prescott's flawed back. There is a lot of people who love sports, who love football, who love the NFL, who watch Dak Prescott on Sundays, primarily at 4:15 Eastern, Fox, game of the week, and come away from it saying, damn, glad he's not our QB, dog. That is Dak Prescott. That is Dak Prescott. Rod, you have anything to add to that, sir?
You know, it's funny, Herbie, because I started this segment by saying that all the quarterbacks in this group are frustrating, and that applies to Dak too, Herbie, because when you watch, if you let's just say for the sake of just conversation, hypothetically speaking, shout out to the boy Pappy Loco, shout out to the boy Pappy Loco. But for Herbie, if you didn't know his history, if you didn't know the context behind a lot of his games and the narrative behind him, and if you just picked a random game and watch some film on him, you'd be like, yo, man, this guy's fucking awesome because Dak, when he's healthy, he regularly wins the Cowboys 11 to 12 games a year. But the saddest thing is, Herbie, and it's something that I could never quite understand. I just don't understand the guys who have the talent to win you 10, 11 games a year. But when you need them the most, they look the worst. It's like, bro, you can't look the worst every time we need you the most. I get that there's going to be times where, the best quarterbacks can look terrible. I'm a Dolphin fan, and I've watched Tom Brady throw 4 interceptions against my team's defense. Granted, this is when we had Jason Taylor and, those guys
for
back
sure.
in the day.
Yeah.
But, we weren't, the Patriots were a superior team. But at the end of the day, the great quarterbacks, the really good quarterbacks, they're going to have – I've seen Phillip Rivers throw 4 picks against us. It happens. But it can't happen every time you go up against your contemporaries. It can't happen every time you go up against the other division leaders who you have to compete against in the playoffs to get to a Super Bowl. It can't be like that every time. And with Dak, it just feels like it every time. And
it feels like it. Is it like it every time? No. I'm telling you this as a Cowboy who's watched damn near every single game that this man has played. It's not. He's beat good teams. Nobody's saying he's never beat a good team. Like, this ain't a Justin Herbert situation where Justin has never really beat anybody that mattered and never really had a big game. Like, get the fuck out of here. He ain't that. But when it is bad, it is hilariously bad. And that's the problem. It looks like they never had a chance. It looks like they never even had a chance. It looks like They woke up and thought that the game was the next day, not today, like the day of. That's the problem. Like that can never overcome. Patrick Mahomes overcomes. Lamar Jackson, that's debatable, but Lamar Jackson can overcome. Josh Allen can overcome. Those guys are the elite of the elite. It's an unfair comparison, but in reality, it's not because that's the whole fucking point. That's the whole fucking point. Once you pay a person on that tier, there's an expectation to have that tier and what comes with it. So if we're paying you and we're not getting our money's worth, we're going to say, "Damn, glad he's not our QB because our quarterback doesn't cost us $60 million." You know what I'm saying? So it is it and like you said, like we said to begin, every guy aside from Trevor and Sam, all of these guys have top 10, at times top 5 tape. We understand it, but there is something about them that is keeping them away from being truly embraced by by the fans at large. Whether it's narrative, whether it's perception, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. They still have that stigma, that label associated with them. Nobody more than Dak. Like
Right.
nobody more than Dak at all. All right, man. Last but not least, man. Rod, it's your turn, dog. It's your turn, dog. There you go, man. There you go. We've been
Glad
hearing
my
glad he's not our QB about this
glad he's not.
dude
Oh, wait a
since
second.
rookie
He
year.
is. He is. Glad he's not my QB, Herbie. He is. Exactly. But you know what, Herbie? I've talked a lot about Tua on this channel, so I thought to myself, I said, you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something a little unorthodox. I'm gonna give people. I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of statistical reasons why he's good right now, and then I'm gonna shoot all that shit down with 2 reasons. But here we go.
Nah, man,
These
talk your shit. Talk your shit, Rod.
so Herbie. So Warren Sharp, who's a stats guy, Sharp Football. He came out with this because I guess people were arguing about Tua on the internet, which has been a popular NFL pastime since he's been drafted. So I'm just really just gonna go through his shit because I thought this encapsulates perfectly how I feel about Tua when I bring up my point. Right? He goes to this is Warren Sharp. He goes today alone. I've seen people refer to Tua as a complete embarrassment of a quarterback, borderline unserviceable, pathetic garbage. So he goes, I knew he was somewhat polarizing, but I didn't realize so many people were so out of touch with his actual performance. So let's talk Tua. So he goes on to say, Herbie, did you know that in 2024, Tua ranked number 4 in EPA and number 3 in success? Did you know that in 2023, he ranked number 2 in EPA and number 2 in success rate? Did you know in 2022, Tua ranked number 2 in EPA and number 5 in success rate? Did you know that Tua is the only quarterback in the NFL to rank top 5 in both EPA and success rate in each of the last 3 years? Did you know from 2022 to 2024, out of 64 quarterbacks with 200 plus attempts, Tua ranks number 3 in EPA. He ranks number 3 in success rate. He ranks number 2 in yards per attempt. He ranks number 2 in yards per completion. He ranks number 2 in 15 plus yards explosive rate plays. It gets better. Did you know that Tua has to use the number 1 fastest time to throw of all the 64 quarterbacks in the last 3 years because the offensive line has been terrible? Did you know his offensive line is ranked bottom 10 in pass block win rate 3 of the last 4 years? The last 3 years, this offensive line was number 2 in the highest holding rate in penalties, number 1 in fastest time to sack of any offensive line, number 1 in the highest
Jesus
rate
Christ.
Number 1 in the highest rate of running backs stuffed at the line. Number 1, and I know this 100%. Worst shortage yard rushing rate, right? Last but not least, the last slide before I get to my point. Did you know, even with a super fast average time of release, Tua has been deadly accurate downfield on passes launched 15 plus air yards in the last 3 years. Tua ranks number 1 in success rate, number 2 in completion rate, number 2 in EPA, number 3 in yards per attempt. And this was the most damning one, Herbie. Did you know? Well, these last two, they go together. Did you know Tua has led the Dolphins to a winning record in his starts in each of the last 5 years? Did you know how many other QBs can say the same? Only three, Herbie. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. These three quarterbacks and Tua are the only quarterbacks in the NFL the last 5 years to lead their teams to a winning record in all their starts, all 5 years. Herbie, I think a lot of people, and I watched Tua's tape, Herbie, and I always say that Tua is a really good quarterback. I've mentioned plenty of times. If you go on some of these old videos, I've called him top 10, Herbie. I think when Tua is on, he's as good as any quarterback in the NFL, and you see it when you actually watch him play. But despite all that information, that is factual information that can be detailed, that can be found, there is one and a half reasons why he ended up on this list, Herbie. And I'm just going to go ahead and just put it eloquently. The best ability is not accuracy. The
Mm-mm.
best ability is not throwing the ball extremely fast. The best
Mm-mm.
ability is not anticipation. The best
Mm-mm.
ability, Herbie, is not just processing. The
Mm-mm.
best ability, folks, is availability. And Tua does not have that ability. Tua does not have that ability, Herbie. Herbie, picture this. In all of Tua's years, he's played 5 years in this league. He has one season where he played all 17 games. He came into his rookie year hurt, okay, coming off the hip surgery. He started in the seventh game of the season. Second year, he gets blasted against the Bills in week 2, crushes his ribs. He misses 4 games, misses another game down in this season. He's playing with injuries, thumb injuries, all this. The next year it starts the concussion saga,
Mm.
where he gets knocked out for 3 games, and then he couldn't even finish the season because he hit his head against the Packers. And then you have the year where he was healthy, and then you have last season, Herbie. What happened? Concussion issues again. Tua is liable to miss about 4 to 5 games a year, Herbie. And if this was a sport like basketball, if this was a sport like hockey, if this was a sport like like baseball, your star quarterback, your star player missing 5 games is a fart
Yeah,
in the wind.
yeah,
In
far in the wind.
football, Herbie, that's 20-30% of the games you play. And at the end of the day, the quarterbacks, I had the numbers for when Tua starts and when he doesn't start, but everybody knows that story. Everybody knows the Dolphins are wickedly terrible when Tua doesn't play because we have terrible backups to boot. But it also goes to show how much talent that he has. But Herbie, it doesn't matter how much talent he has if he's not on the field. It doesn't matter how much talent he has if at the end of the season when we need to get playoff positioning or we need a game to get in the playoffs, he may not be available. And at the end of the day, Herbie, this is why other teams will look at the Dolphins and they will go, I'm glad that he is not our QB. The other caveat, Herbie, because the injuries for me is the main one, but I recognize and I can acknowledge that this is a valid point. And we gave Justin Herbert shit for this. We gave Dak shit for this. And at the end of the day, Kyler Murray can actually kind of wear this because Kyler Murray is one of those quarterbacks to where when things go wrong, they just fucking snowball. Tua's part of that
Mm-hmm.
crowd too, Herbie. Tua does not have a great record against winning teams. Tua in his lone playoff appearance looked absolutely inept. And granted, it was one of the coldest playoff games in history, but he was in it and he didn't play well. And at the end of the day, Herbie, what's the big knock on Tua? Tua doesn't show up for big games. Tua chokes in big games. And the beautiful thing about football, Herbie, for all these guys, not just Tua, for all the guys we mentioned in this tier, you will always have a chance to rewrite your narrative.
Yeah,
We
for
we were
sure.
hey, listen, we gave Matthew Stafford shit for years, and even to this day, my view of him isn't like super much higher because he won a title. But at the end of the day, you can change your story. And all these guys are, well, the exception of Trevor Lawrence and Sam Darnold. The other guys, they have the chance to change your story, right? But between Tua and Dak and Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray, these guys have the opportunity to change their narratives this season coming up. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure most fans of other team, when they look at those guys, they go, "I'm glad he's not our QB."
Yeah. Hey man, hey man, that was great. That was great. That was legitimately great. That was legitimately great. I'm really having fun with these QB tiers, man. So next week we're gonna debut a new tier, man. We still working on the title. We still working on the title, but you are gonna be very surprised in who is in this tier. Especially now, you might not be completely surprised because if you've been following, you might take a guess. But there's gonna be some surprising dudes that we're gonna make a very positive case for. Um, Rod, I'm not gonna hold you. I want to have that Teron Armstead conversation, but we can't do that in 5 minutes. There's too much layers to it. There's a
No,
lot
we
that
can
I
do.
want to do.
We can shove that
So
for next week, man. Yeah.
we're gonna definitely come back with that next week because there's a message that needs to be told, bro. So we'll do that next week because I think we have 5 quarterbacks in the next tier, and then we could just
Yeah.
do both of them. Yeah. So we'll knock that out next week, man. So any last words before we get out of here, bro?
Listen, Herbie, I have, as always, man, I had a ton of fun doing this. Hopefully, everybody in the chat, we'll get our days back on point, man. Technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
man. Being grown ups,
Yeah,
bills, got to get
yeah.
paid. That's life.
Shit get paid.
Rod, hey, shout out to you, man. The thing is ice clear. You got 5 bars. We don't want to hear nothing about Rod's internet. We don't want to hear nothing about no damn fire
Hey,
alarm.
hey,
All
hey, hey,
right.
hey, y'all hear it? Yeah, y'all don't hear no. Y'all don't hear that smoke alarm.
Yeah.
Y'all don't hear the. Y'all don't hear the third co-host, nigga. Y'all don't hear it. Hey, but man, one more time, man. Shout out to everybody who helped us get to over 1,000. Hell, we about to hit 1,100 pretty soon.
Very soon. Yeah, we are definitely on the train right now, dog. So for sure, man. So we'll see y'all how we always do, man. Deuces.